The logic of a Mystery of 1,000 Moons just escapes me on some levels. I mean, they have the Blue Shell virus released, not on the whole Naboo, but inside the secret lab, because one of the droids sets off a bomb after putting a file into it, and the bomb just goes off instantly, so apparently it doesn't reset itself if you disarm it. And didn't they disarm all the bombs, so how did it blow up so quickly? I didn't realize disarming something meant leaving it whole enough so someone could set it off just automatically whenever they felt like it, which seems to put this episode in contradiction with the previous episode where the bombs were disarmed. So you have that whole mess, which it seems like it's contradicting itself plot-wise badly. Or did they just remove the files from all the bombs? But how would that stop the bomb from blowing up if it wasn't disarmed? Another change of pace is they, instead of making the virus so deadly it kills you in a matter of seconds, apparently now takes several hours or maybe about a day or so to kill you. So yeah, so apparently it goes from instant death to slow death just so they can have a plague that actually makes some sense. And give Anakin and Obi-Wan time to go get a cure. Because, you know, they have to cure this virus in order to save Padme and Ahsoka. Because we can't let them die off here in the first season. It just doesn't work, in my opinion, at all. I mean, if you're going to have an episode with a virus being released, then it should be consistent with the previous episode when the virus got leaked a little bit. In fact, if the virus was leaked in the water, how do they plan on dealing with that? I guess they can only survive in certain types of water, but how exactly are they going to treat it? And how much of the water supply was contaminated? We don't even see them even really attempting to deal with that in this episode. We can assume it was dealt with off-screen, I guess, but it seems strange not to follow up on it, because it was a plot thread that was brought up in the previous episode and helped them find the base, because there was a leak, or a small contamination leak into the water. Like I said, I don't get the logic of it going from your instant death to several hours of painful agony. And then we have to end with a bit where they're suggesting Jar Jar be trained in how to use a blaster so he can be more helpful in these dangerous missions. Lucas, I realize this is way too late, but seriously, none of us really like Jar Jar, so stop putting him in a main role within this series, because we really don't want to see him. You'd be doing us all a favor if you just made him disappear into the background like you did mostly with the third movie. Third prequel, sixth movie if you want to be in order, go in the order they were made. Third movie chronologically. Seriously, Jar Jar does not need to be anywhere in this series, really. It also doesn't make sense how Padme is constantly being dragged into these dangerous situations. That's for some cheap drama, I guess, but I don't really care for it. She's a senator. Why doesn't she spend more time doing senator stuff? Why is she on the front lines of a war effort? She's not even really a symbol for her people anymore, since she's now just a senator, isn't she? It doesn't make any sense, really. The plot to get the cure itself, I don't really care for it. I mean, they go to the moon of Iago, a backwater, I guess, sort of. One of those hundreds of Outer Rim worlds that no one really gives a crap about, because the only thing it's really known for is spice trade. Which probably means it's only known for trading and selling of drugs. But apparently the Separatists put a base there. Well, not base. They left a security system in place to make sure no one could leave the planet, because they knew there was a cure to the disease they were bringing back there. Why they just didn't try to destroy the planet and get rid of the cure, I don't know. I mean, we've seen how ruthless Dooku is, so there doesn't make any sense for him not to just blow up the planet if he has the ability. I just don't get the decision there. Then again, I don't get a lot of decisions they make in this show, so maybe I'm not meant to understand it. Outside of all those issues, I guess the episode's alright, but has a very loose plot that feels like it's based on a plot hole more than anything else. And it's never a good thing to do with your series. Make an episode feel like it's based on a plot hole instead of based on clear, logical thinking, especially if you're going in a series about war. I realize the Jedi are supernatural, but you can't disarm a bomb and then still set it off automatically unless you fix the bomb. And why would they have repaired the bomb so they could then be set off? It just doesn't make any sense why there was a contamination leak into the lab anyway. And not to mention, how was the contamination contained within the lab, considering they blew openings into the lab from the sky and blew up most of the hatches? So how did they manage to reseal them? Did they stop and repair the hatches? And how did they repair them? Much less, why would they repair them? I thought they disarmed the bombs. It's just a constant jump around. I just don't understand how the leak is contained. I don't know how one of the bombs was set off if they were deactivated and disarmed. Because, you know, in most cases, when you disarm a bomb, you disable it, usually, I imagine. Especially in the situation they were in. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Hopefully the next episode will be better, but this one doesn't really make much sense in terms of plot. And I just can't tolerate that, really.